Hey, what's up YouTube? Alright, on today's vlog, I want to talk about paddle kayaks, okay? I've gotten big into the pedal kayaks, now I'm trying to go full circle with paddle kayaks. Yeah, buddy. That's a good one, man. You gonna put him back, or? Woo! So, as you know, I had a Hobie pedal kayak for a long time now, and it's in just about every one of my videos. But recently, I wanted to get me a paddle kayak for the places that I couldn't necessarily take my Hobie, and it was a cheap alternative to take somebody out fishing with me. And instead of going and buying another $2,000 Outback for $300 off Craigslist, I could go get a nice piece of plastic that could tag along just about anywhere I wanted to go. And I wanted something 13 feet or more that could go BTB and carry a decent payload. So I grabbed that Quest. But I've come to realize, even though I started in a paddle kayak, I didn't stay in a paddle kayak long before I got my Hobie. But, my Outback, that is. But I will tell you, I'm going to go out and say it. I have more respect for the guys in the paddle kayaks than I ever do in the dudes in the big Hobies. Why? Because it takes a lot more skill to catch big fish and fish bad conditions in a paddle kayak. I don't think Rob's moving. So that being said, like when you go out BTB, bad weather, and it's windy, you better be in shape if you think you're coming back against the wind and big surf. I tell you, the last few times I've taken my paddle kayak, it's been 15-mile-an-hour winds and the current's in your face. I paddled the other day for like 30 minutes in the same spot. Didn't go anywhere, and as soon as I stopped to bait my hook, I was back in the same spot. So I tell you what, I got a lot more respect for the dudes in the paddle kayaks. And even though I'm a peddler, the paddle kayak dudes have my respect. There's Rob over there. As you can see, he's starting to get kind of rocky. He hasn't caught nothing. But that brings me back into my other category of respect, and that's with the dudes that are in the original paddle kayaks, like the Ocean Kayak Prowlers, the Tridents, the ones that aren't like these humongous Ocean Kayak big tuna 2s and all these like giant kudas and the Krakens. I mean, those are awesome yaks. They're awesome, but they're so big it's almost like a boat. Like these the Quest 13, the Prowler 13, and the Prowler 15, the ones that are within car topping capability. Okay, let's classify as car toppers. Okay, the kayaks are able to be car topped, and it's like a minimalist type kayak. Grab it out of the garage, put it on the car, take it off the car, throw it in the sand, pull it down to the shoreline, off and rolling, minimal gear, minimal accessories, and you're out there mano a mano with a big fish. Total respect for those guys. Especially like the guys like my buddy Rob that has the minimal kayak, an Ocean Kayak Frenzy. He got for $200 on an Academy clearance sale, and he catches tuna and king mackerel and mahi and the biggest and worst conditions possible. But it doesn't scare him. As long as he's got his 2 poles, his sabiki and his trolling reel, and his car with his regular paddle, and you'll see him around Pensacola with that yellow Ocean Kayak Frenzy that stays on top of his car. He doesn't ever take it off because it's only 9 feet and it fits his car perfect. He puts a lock on it and he's good to go fishing anytime he feels like it. He might go in the morning, throw the thing on top of his car, drive around all day, come back out there in the afternoon, paddle out a little bit, come back, paddle back in, hit a shower at the doggone bathrooms, and go drink beer. And, you know, what I think we're losing in the sport is the minimalist idea of what a kayak was. So what I'm trying to say is that kayak fishing started as like a minimalist thing. me, a piece of plastic, and a rod and reel, and I can go out there and compete with these big boats catching big fish. But the evolution of this sport has just gone crazy. Not saying anything bad about the Pro Angler 14s and the Tandem 17s and the Island Adventures and stuff, but it's like getting away from the idea of being a minimalist, you know. And I just think that kayak fishing is like soul surfing, to where it's you and the minimal amount possible, and we catch big fish. But I'm guilty of it. I love my Outback, and I like being able to pedal and cruise around and type on Facebook while I'm paddling, trolling a line. But I also have been getting in the aspect of taking my yellow kayak, see it over there, my Hobie Quest 13, and going mano-a-mano with a tarpon, or going mano-a-mano with a tuna or a big king. And I tell you, you know, you got to be in shape, because you've got to paddle out there and you got to stay, you know, in the current stream. And if you stop, you're just going down the beach. Like, there's no coming back. You might as well have your cell phone out to pick you up down the beach. So, you know, not only are you having to stay in shape, and it's giving you a good workout, but it's also a minimalist type thing. Especially places that have swift currents. Fishing in a kayak that is a paddle kayak is not easy. So while I'm trying to finish this before the sun goes down, check it out. It's almost down. But I want to finish this, even though I'm going to continue fishing out of my Outback. And I might fish out of a Pro Angler this year. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is the idea of the minimalist thing, or the minimalist kayak fisherman. I totally have respect for the paddle guys. Even though I'm a pedal guy, I have respect for the paddle guys. And I think this summer, to stay in shape and to stay young, I'm going to do a lot more paddle kayak fishing, because it's just a great workout. It's harder, and I feel like it's the elitist of the kayak fishing platforms, is to be dangling off of an itty-bitty piece of plastic, catch a big fish, and you're relying on your own self to get back in. And there's technique involved in your propulsion system of being able to paddle properly, especially with the wind, especially with the current, all the things in between. I guess what really made me think of big kayaks and extra was that the other day when I rolled my kayak, I started thinking, well, no wonder I had so much stuff in this thing. Like, I had 2 big rods, 2 little rods, a spear, tackle galore, water, and a radio, and, you know, on and on and on and on. And I realized I got so much stuff I'm bringing with me. It's just like getting bigger and bigger. More stuff and more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. More rods, more lures. And then I was like thinking, what do I really need out here? What can I can and get off this kayak and make it a lot easier, and a lot easier to pull down to the water, and a lot easier to pack, and being able to get going in a little, 10 minutes time, we're in the car and we're gone, instead of having to pack this and pack that and pack this. And I feel like me as an angler is becoming so lenient on my gear that I'm losing my ability to be an avid fisherman that's just one out there on a piece of plastic with nature. I wanted to go ahead and put something down on video today because I'm trying to keep up with the pace, and because I really enjoy hearing from everybody about their ideas, their comments. If you got something to add to this, bugs are getting me. Put it in the comments below. Whether you're a paddle guy or a pedal guy, stay strong, fight the good fight. Get out there and harass those big fish this summer, and send me the pictures. Put them on Yak Motley. I'm going to be trying to put as many up as I can if I ever find them, and if I can ever get a fish to bite the hook. And I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on Yak Motley, Instagram and Facebook. Later, guys.